the Constitution always rules in your favor or whatever, but like, you know, interpretation being what it is.
Only if you make them do it.
You could say that, right, but I'm saying that you could say that, you know, the Constitution is interpreting this to your favor in this way, you know, and I'm not sure but like for nefarious almost purposes, you know what I'm saying? Like I could say that whatever, you know, the Constitution went in my favor for murdering you, you know, like, and I could, you know, twist the, you know, whatever, the Constitution.
Okay, to be
that's
fair,
what people do. They twist the Constitution all the time.
To be fair, we're talking about cases that lack an injured party.
Yeah.
Like, there's no rights trampled upon of another.
Right.
You know, there's none of that.
You're just talking about traveling.
We're only talking about you taking away my rights by making me come to court and pay you a fee.
But
for
fundamentally,
your, you know,
I don't think any of us disagree that we should be able to get up, go wherever we want within our own country and not have any questions asked of it. I think that's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Well, like, at all. Like, if I'm traveling, you know, you have all these rules that police, like, you know, I guess if you see someone consuming some sort of illegal drug in a car, you'd pull them over. I don't know. The whole thing is...
Yeah, well, you know, they'll pull you over and, you know, there's no way to get out of that. And then they'll give you the ticket. There's no way to get out of that. But then you take the ticket to court and then you show you offer a motion to dismiss, Your Honor, for failure to state a cause of action for which relief can be granted, which means that the thing behind the ticket, there's no complaining witness. You demand to see a verified complaint. You do not say guilty or not guilty. You just say, I do not plead, Your Honor, a motion to dismiss, you know, because they have no case against you. Unless if you have one of these. Because if you get one of these...
And what is that?
This is a driver's license.
Okay.
And
it's an audio medium.
See that signature down at the bottom? That signature means that I agree to go by this contract and I agree to the rules.
You kind of
so
look
that's
like
why we're in
your license, by
That's
the way.
why we're in admiralty law. That's why the UCC shit. Because it's a contract about commercial purposes. Since I'm driving for the purposes of commerce, then they can certainly impose laws on me.
Right.
So the trick is to lose your wallet, get rid of your license, go get a new license and sign it under duress. You have to write your name and right after put the initials UD, which means I'm only signing this because you're making me sign it. This is I'm not agreeing to any contract or anything, and because that's the way the UCC works. And the UCC is the supreme law of the land in the Admiralty Court.
Well, you know what, Britt? I swear to you, if I remember, the next time I get my license, I will do that.
I would like to be your pro se litigant attorney.
And
here's what I think could happen.
No, I will do that just to see what'll happen.
Yeah. I mean, have there been any cases that we could talk about where someone had written UD after the signature and what would happen? Because what I think, I can speculate what would happen is they say, well, first of all, they charge you for like falsifying a signature or something like to that effect. Is that right? No, but the world's not right. So they do that, and then they say, you're also guilty for driving without a valid license for all this time since you fucked around with the signature. Like, I mean, I just think like...
I wasn't driving, Your Honor. I was traveling. And you can't, and I have the right to travel, and you can't issue a license and a fee you can't convert my right to a privilege through your driver's license. I do not sign it, but I was forced to sign it, hence the under duress.
You know what's interesting, Britt? I'm thinking...
Well, who would argue that you were
under
driving?
Threat, coercion, and I reserve my rights as I sign this.
I'm thinking about what you're saying and how, like, you know, you're completely on point. But in the back of my head, I imagine like the judge from like My Cousin Vinny or something like a judge like that, like hearing you in a court of room or a court of law like say that, and then him just getting pissed off and holding you in contempt or something like that.
And that's what I don't understand. It's not a choice. You're absolutely right.
There's a remedy for that too.
It's not a choice between, well, I'm going to either strictly follow the letter of the law, or I'm just going to be like rational and just think about the reality of it. Like, well, I just pay my income tax because I have to, and they'll come break into my house if I don't. Right. Why can you not be cognizant of both of those realities at the same time? Yeah. That's my question. Like, I want to know about the letter of the law. I want to know about technically the fact that it means something, the fact that my name is spelled in all caps. Right. And I also want to be cognizant of what it really means on the street and in that courtroom. What I can actually do. What is my next chess move in a courtroom? Like according to what's going to happen to me, not according to what should be. Well,
and then I mean, I'm wondering too. Like, you know, said judge that I described, which is a fairly accurate description of like, you know, a judge for the most part, and is he aware of this? Like, has he really, you know, done the study of the law? Or is he just, you know, like hearing what you're saying and being like, oh, I got one of these guys? Or is it something like he does know and now he knows that you know.
Yeah.
And then
we got
he's-
one that can see.
Right, exactly. And now he's doing it on purpose. Like, holding you in contempt or whatever, or saying, like,
There's no question.
overruled or something.
Okay, what you guys are saying is because you saw that on TV. From what I read, is that you don't pass the bar, because once you pass the bar, then you've entered into their court and you're in their jurisdiction, and you're automatically in contempt of court, and all they have to do is call you on it. That's how contempt of court works. So if you don't pass the bar, then he can't hold you in contempt because you didn't do anything. He can arrest you for not appearing, but then you reserve your rights as you pass the bar. You have to make sure you're on record, and then that way you reserve your rights as you go past the bar, because after he tramples over the Constitution and tramples over your rights, then you have a court record of it, and you can take that document and appeal to the next court and prove to them that he broke the law.
But like, we are peasants, we are slaves, we have to go to work to earn our bread. It's all good for the author of the book with the glossy title that tells you about all these rights.
The township judge is
he
not
made enough
indeed.
money off of that book where he can drive without a license. He can, frankly, screw around all day in court cases regarding whether or not he was technically driving without a valid license. Schmucks like you and me, we can't, because we have to go earn a living every day. So it's good for the authors of these type of books. And yes, they are right, but you need to, you can't misinform people by telling them that this is what they should all do.
And the judge of the of whatever township it could be, he's not in the Illuminati or anything. He's also a peasant, and he's afraid about keeping his job and his house and stuff.
Yeah.
And if you start citing all these Supreme Court cases and stuff, and you're not rude about it, you're very professional, then he'll look at the prosecutor, and the prosecutor's going to be like, I don't think either of us want to fuck this guy over on paper. And they'll just dismiss it. And that's why the motion to dismiss, because you don't even start playing chess with them. Before you get to the chess board, you're like, no, I'm not playing this game.
Absolutely, yeah. No, I agree. And that's what I'm saying, too, is like, and I know that, whatever, I tend to always go and like you're saying, like you could have a judge who is back there and you say that and he's just like, holy shit.
It's still...
You're right. But I mean, in my head though, I always like, instead of getting that judge, I always feel like I get the judge that would be like, you're an asshole, you're in contempt of court.
But is it still not a rich man's game to a certain extent? Because we're not even talking about really rich people. It seems like even the people, like you used to do a YouTube search for people that are talking about these rights of being a sovereign. Right. Usually they seem like people who are somewhat well off, like they maybe inherited some land or something. Like you look at Alex Jones, how his family's pretty well off. Like, I just don't see a lot of this talk from people who actually have had to work and struggle every day.
Even this guy looks like he's retired.
Sure,
like he's an older guy.
It doesn't discount the information. Yeah. It's just an observation of
right. No, it does not mean it's bad information at all. It's just like you said, like we have other shit to worry about. And that's that's why a lot of people's eyes are closed. It's because they're trying to make their mortgage payment and their car payment and get whatever done that they have to get done, and
which I guess raises another good question. Why are we so preoccupied? You know what I mean? Because we should all have the time to worry about this shit.
Right. Why are we? Exactly.
Has it not been engineered that way, that we all have to give all of our time up to this?
Right, exactly. And then when we do have time, because we're all worn out from that, we don't want to do this. Yeah. We want to just watch TV because
you're done. You're spent.
Exactly. Our bodies and minds are done, and we just want to look at something for a while and
The great experiment has not yet been tried, in which all of humanity is united together, knowing that they must work on loving themselves and each other globally, and without for idea profits or for self anything. And everything's all taken care of because everything is there and everything is shared and everyone just loves each other. Yeah. That experiment has never been given a chance.
That's what Zeitgeist is trying to get together, create like a Zeitgeist type of city.
Yeah.
It's like, what would happen if we just trusted each other and just treated everyone like they were your friend?
I know. It would. I mean,
if everyone did that too,
I can't even imagine that. Like, I mean,
Like, what if wherever you go, your best friends are around you? Because everybody's on that level.
That would be incredible. And I mean, I guess on that note, we'll see you next time. Wait, we should, since how we ended, we should definitely end with a quote from a movie, and it's be excellent to each other.